Kunal, just show me your thumbs up so that, and we are supposed to start from like not more than one, Sadao said, right? So I'm starting from here. Okay, till now we have studied that, right? I can see thumbs up raised from the students also. Fine, so now till yesterday we studied that Dr. Sadao, he decided to operate upon the person and the enemy was operated upon, and finally he was called by the general also. On the seventh day he was called by the general, right? So when he went to meet the general, after having the discussion with the general, he came to know that general was in his palm, means like and general won't be able to take any action also against him, because general's health is not allowing him to give any punishment or send Dr. Sadao behind the bars. So that is not possible. So now he was able to understand that as he was afraid that he has given shelter to an enemy, so like something wrong may happen, he may be considered as a traitor. So now such things cannot happen to him, because the general won't allow anything wrong happen to him. Fine, so I'm starting from page number 40. And so okay, so I'm reading, then certainly I can allow nothing to happen to you. This we have completed. Fine. Then certainly I can allow nothing to happen to you, the general said with anxiety. His long, pale Japanese face became expressionless, which meant that he was in deep thought. You cannot be arrested, the general said, closing his eyes. Suppose you were condemned to death and the next day I had to have my operation, then what would happen? So now this general, he said that, fine, I cannot let anything wrong to happen to you, because see, for example, if I would send you behind the bars and the next day, if I would be operated upon, then what would happen? And if you will be sentenced to death also, then, and in the same condition also, if on the next day, if I would have to go through an operation, then what would happen? Who would do the operation? So that is why I cannot let anything wrong happen to you. None I trust, the general replied. The best ones have been trained by Germans and would consider the operation successful even if I died. There is a humor, there is a sarcastic remark also. Fine. So now this general, he says that, for example, like first thing is that I don't trust anyone. I trust only the doctors who have completed their degrees from America. They hate Americans, that is also right, but they trust this general, he trusts only the doctors who have taken degree from America. So he says that I do not trust any other doctor also, because see, those who have taken the degree from Germany, like they would be so very happy if and they would consider operation to be successful also if I died during the operation. Fine. So there's a humor also, sarcasm is also there. So now he says that I do not rely upon any other doctor also. And they would consider operation successful even if I died. I do not care for their point of view also, he said. It seems a pity that we cannot better combine the German ruthlessness and the American sentimentality. So now why he rely upon the Americans? He gives a reason also. He says that we cannot combine Germans' ruthlessness with the Germans' ruthlessness with the American sentimentality. This means like Americans, they are actually sentimental. Means at least they respect the emotions and the sentiments of the people, and they won't be like murders also. They won't do any harm also to others. Fine. So now he says that Americans, they are much more better, like as compared to Germans. Germans are ruthless. Ruthless means merciless, pitiless. They won't have any pity upon any person. They won't have any mercy also upon anyone. So that is why I believe only on you. Then you could turn your prisoner over to execution, and yet I could be sure you would not murder me while I was unconscious. And moreover, now the general says that you could turn your prisoner over to execution. It's up to you. Like you can execute whatever plan of action that is to be done. Your prisoner is there, so you can do. And I could be sure you would not murder me while I was unconscious. And I rely upon you to this level, to this much of level, that I know that you won't let me murder. Even if I'm unconscious now, I rely that you won't kill me. This much is sure, because you are such a sentimental person. Fine. So you have pity upon me also. So that is why I rely upon you. The general laughed. He had an unusual sense of humor. The way he was laughing, that was showing that it is something unusual way, means not the real one. As a Japanese, could you not combine these two foreign elements, he asked. Now, as he believed that Dr. Sadao is such a person, like everything is possible for him, right? He is an expert doctor, so he can do anything. So now he says that will it be possible for you to combine two elements? Now, which are the two elements he is referring to? He says that the two elements are, first is American sentimentality, fine, and the second is Germans' ruthlessness, Germans' cruelty, the Germans' mercilessness. So if German doctors, those who are merciless, you know, if they would have the quality of the Americans, that is, they would also become sentimental, na, then those doctors also would become reliable. Are you getting the point? Those doctors would also become reliable. And, you know, I would be happy to take the treatment from such doctors also. And I believe that Dr. Sadao, you are the only person, you are full of sentiments actually, you know, such an emotional and helping person. So you are the one who can do all the things. So that is why I rely upon you. Sadao smiled. I'm not quite sure, he said. I'm not quite sure about what, like mixing of these two elements. Fine, it's not an easy thing. I'm a doctor, that is my profession. I'm an expert in my profession, right? Nobody can challenge me. But the thing, it's not an easy to make other doctors also to teach such a thing. Otherwise, they would also start objecting. It could happen. Like why the person is, you know, guiding him. They are also an expert. They are also expert doctors. So fine. So he says that it's not possible for him. But for your sake, I would be willing to try excellency. But see, he's such a, you know, what should I say? Such a nice gentleman, I would say. Gentleman means a person who acquires all the virtues actually. Fine. So he said that, no, it won't be possible for me. He did not say such a thing on the spot. He said, sir, I would try. I would try, though it's not sure that I would be able to, you know, complete it, but I would definitely try as you are asking me to do. The general shook his head. I had rather not be the test case, he said. And again, this is also, you know, he is mocking at himself. And he says that, for example, if you mix these two elements, right? And if a German doctor is there, and he is having the American sentimentality, then it should not happen that I should not be treated by that doctor. I should not be the first case. Test case means like if he would be applying, he would be operating upon, then I should not be the first case. At least he should have passed, you know. Doctors are also supposed to pass also, fine. Like if they are doing the first operation, if that is successful, as we have read in class 11, the lesson birth, if you remember, there was the doctor, you know, and he has simply completed his medical degree, and that was his first operation, you know, giving birth to a child. So that you know, would give him respect also, make his future also certain in that plainly, that place. Fine. So if he would be successful in dealing in his first case, right, then so many, you know, patients would start coming to him. But if in the first case, if he won't be successful, then obviously his image would not be good and other patients would stop coming to him. So he says that I should not be the test case. He felt suddenly weak and overwhelmed with the chaos of his life as an official. In times such as these, when repeated victory brought great responsibilities all over the South Pacific. Like as this general, he has reached to a good age also. Fine, he has become aged also. And moreover, you know, as he was, as I have told you also in the earlier pages, he was also very good in his professional life, as he was, you know, getting victories at the war front, but he was not so good at home. Like his behavior towards his wife was not so very cool. Fine. So though he has achieved repeated victories also, so as he was getting more and more victories also, so because of that, you know, he was given more responsibilities. Like for example, if you are doing good job, obviously, so obviously you are satisfying the needs of the management. So obviously you are given more and more responsibilities, because they consider that fine, the person is, you know, capable, is reliable. So this person was also given so many responsibilities all over the South Pacific. It is very unfortunate that this man should have washed up on your doorstep, he said irritably. Now the general said that fine, I will do whatever I can do in this matter. But the problem that I am thinking about is like it's unfortunate that the person, the prisoner of war, he was washed ashore in front of your house, you know, because in that case there's no option left for you also. For example, if you saw somebody, you know, and suffering from any or the other problem, so obviously in front of your house, so obviously you would feel like we should check the person, like what happened, we should help. So the same was with the Dr. Sadao, and he did like whatever any other human being would do in such a situation. I feel it so myself, Sadao said gently. Sadao said, yeah, sir, I also feel like, you know, this is his luck, you know, that is why he was washed ashore in front of Dr. Sadao's house only. Why not to other place? Why not in front of the houses of the other fisherman only also? Because, you know, God is always helping us, supporting us. And God was in favor of prisoner of war. And the God knew that this is the person who would be able to save the life of this man, because he has struggled, he has survived the sea, the waves, and the rocks also, and the bullet also. So definitely his life is to be saved. And the only person who would save is Dr. Sadao. It would be best if he could be quietly killed, the general said. Now the general was thinking, like, for example, I won't let anything happen to you. This is for sure. But the second possibility is like, what is to be done with the prisoner of war also? Because, you know, if you would be keeping this person for a long time, then it could be possible that, like, as the servants have left your house, and it could be possible that other authorities would be given the information that Dr. Sadao is doing something wrong. So like everybody, it could be possible that the people would start objecting, raising their voice against you. For example, like President Trump, as you all know, like for example, in America, because of this case, you know, a Negro, a black person was killed in the prison. So now everybody in America, they started raising their voice. And the next day, you know, his daughter also, you know, she started supporting the people also, the Negro, that I am, you know, in support of all the black people also. So in this manner, you know, like the people, those who had ill will against Trump, you know, all of a sudden that was washed. That was a little lesser than previously. Fine. So in this manner, like something has to be do. Like the people, those who are sitting on the higher post, they also cannot misuse the opportunities that are given. You know, if they would misuse, obviously the people would start raising their voice. So that is why General was able to understand the situation. So he said that if something can be done, the only possibility is that the person should be killed, but not by you. Some other thing can be done. Now, what are the measures? Not by you, but by someone who does not know him. I have my own private assassins, and suppose I send two of them to your house tonight, or better, any night. You need know nothing about it. It is now warm. What would be more natural than that you should leave the outer partition of the white man's room open to the garden while he sleeps? You know, last year I told you three words like killing, murder, and assassination, if you remember. Killing is like, for example, when two people are, you know, simply they were arguing on a silly matter, and all of a sudden that matter, you know, raised to a heated argument. And then all of a sudden they started pushing each other, hitting each other. All of a sudden, you know, it so happened like one person is hit so badly and the person is killed on this spot. So, you know, it was not a planned murder. It was not intentional also. It happened deliberately all of a sudden by mistake. And that was an accident, you can call. Second is murder. Murder is a planned, you know, killing. For example, if there is enmity against any person, and if your person plan, like fine, the person would be going to his, you know, like coming from his office at this time, and he would pass through this door, fine. So like, for example, asking the route, the person can be stopped and this action can be done. And as we see in the newspapers, they are loaded with such news. So this is planned murder. And assassination means the political killing, the political murder. For example, as I told you last year also, it happened in the case of Rajiv Gandhi, Indira Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi also, you know, Gandhi family complete. So this is political assassination, fine. So he says that fine, you need not bother. You don't have to kill the person. What I would do is I have my own people, you know, I would send my two assassins, you know, those people who are sitting on the powerful positions. They have to tackle good people also, they have to tackle bad people also, and many people are against their lives also, you know. So that is why they have to hire these assassins also, they have to pay them. And these are called as the boxers, or for example, like behind the, you know, clubs also, they are bouncers, they are called. Now the professional word is given to them, that is the bouncers. They can go to any limit also, they are given. Like for example, if the person is not behaving properly, they can go to any extent. So he said that I would send my assassins. And it is also possible I would send the assassins by today night, or it could be possible like by tomorrow night. For and what you are supposed to do, for example, in your house, like for example, there is an opening also. The door is there, and that is opening to a garden also. And so the assassins, they would enter into the room of this prisoner of war through the garden. So through the garden, they would enter and kill the person while the person is asleep. So what you are supposed to do, like these days, it's warm, fine. So now you can open the door. The sliding door is there, so you can slide the door half, let the door be open, or slightly open, or azar, as I told you this word last year also. So you can let the door be open, and the assassins would enter, kill the person. So you need not bother. And certainly it would be very natural, Sadao agreed. In fact, it is so left open every night. Sadao agreed. Sadao said, yeah, this is good. And it would be very natural also. And moreover, it's so warm. So because of that reason, you know, I always leave the door open. So you need not bother about door. Good, the general said, yawning. They are very capable assassins. They make no noise, and they know the trick of inward bleeding. If you like, I can even have them remove the body. Now he said that you don't have to bother about the body of you know, this person also. These assassins are so perfect in their task, you know, in killing. So what they would do, they would enter into the room, kill the person, and you know, they are so perfect. Like it would not be outward killing, it would be inward killing, you know. So inward killing would be there, and the drop of blood would also not flow from the body, fine. There won't be any smell of blood, no spot of blood won't be there, no drop of blood would be there on the bed or any side, fine. So it would be inward killing. And if you want, we would remove the body also, you know. So you need not bother about the person and what is to be done. I will help you because you are helping me. So give and take, as you know, like it happens in the society. So fine, I'll be ready to help you. Sadao said that perhaps would be best, Excellency. He agreed, thinking of Hannah. Now he said, as I told you that he is such a, you know, nice, gentle man, very much concerned about his wife, loving, caring so much, you know. So he was thinking about his wife, the pressure, you know, like the fear that, or trauma also you can say, like as his wife was undergoing. So as he was thinking about his wife, not about himself also. So he said that, yeah, that would be the best possible thing that can be done in this present state. So now, okay, he left the general's presence then and went home thinking over the plan. In this way, the whole thing would be taken out of his hands. Now, as he left the general's house and he was going to his home, he was thinking about the plan of action also. Like tonight, he was thinking that that particular night, the assassins would come, the door is to be left open. And one more thing also, he did not want that Hannah should know in advance that the assassins would come and they would kill the person, remove the body. Otherwise, she won't be able to have, you know, sound sleep throughout the night. She would be worried, like the assassins would kill, they would murder the person. It could be possible that the person would shout loudly when he would be killed, and so many things also, so many negative thoughts may, you know, come around into the mind of Hannah. So that is why he decided that he won't share this, you know, with Hannah, because Hannah is also, you know, very much sensible. She is also having, you know, she was also a gem of a person, you can say, very soft heart. So now, and moreover, yeah, somebody saying something. Yeah. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, my question
as
was...
the recording is going on, so Aditya, can you ask your... Okay, fine. The recording has been stopped for a... Okay, fine. It's continuing. So now see, he left the place and he would tell Hannah nothing. Since she would be timid. Timid means like a very, you know, afraid of, you can say, fine. and she's not strong. Timid means like she's not so brave, she's not so strong. So she would be timid at the idea of assassins in the house, and yet certainly such persons were essential in an absolute state. Absolute means complete state, such as Japan was. How else could the rulers deal with those who opposed them? Underline this statement. Fine. As I've already explained you this time. For example, like those who are sitting on the high post, there are some people who love them. There are many people who are, against them, who are opposing them. So in order to deal with such people, it's very important that they need to have the assassins. They have to have bouncers in order to take care of them. The guards are very important, fine, so that their life could be saved. And one more thing also, he said that he won't discuss this matter with Hannah, otherwise Hannah would be much worried. He refused to allow anything but reason to be the atmosphere of his mind as he went into the room where the American was in bed. So now he refused to allow anything but reason to be the atmosphere. Now, reason to be the atmosphere means, like, for example, he decided that he won't have soft feelings for the prisoner of war. Like at this moment, he would give importance to reason, and the reason here means like at this moment it's important that this prisoners of war's body has to be taken away from this house, because no other possibility is there. Now this person, the doctor, cannot do anything in order to save the person. And so, but as he opened the door, to his surprise, he found the young man out of bed and preparing to go into the garden. Now, as he entered the room of this doctor, he found that, he entered into the room of prisoner of war. He found that the person was, he was standing on his feet and he was about to go into the garden. As I told you earlier also, like Dr. Sadao, he instructed him that you should stand on your feet for 5 minutes for the first day, and later on 10 minutes, for 5 minutes, then on the next day 10 minutes, and continue, keep on increasing the duration. And in this manner, like within a fortnight, you will become independent. You will be able to stand on your feet. So now this person has become strong, and now he is walking the garden in order to walk on his feet. What is this? He exclaimed. Who gave you permission to leave your room? Now, Dr. Sadao had given him the permission to at least walk into the room only, not to go into the garden. So he said that I did not to move into the garden. Simply, if you want to walk, you can walk into the room only. So I'm not used to waiting for permission, Tom said gaily. Gaily means seriously. Now, Tom was very serious. And from this line, it's clear that this boy is also having some attitude, though he knew inside the heart that Dr. Sada is helping him and helped him in the past also. But he said that I'm not interested to wait for your suggestions. You are not supposed to instruct me, and I'm not going to wait for that also. Gosh, I feel pretty good again, but still the muscles on the sides always feel stiff. He said that fine, I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling good. So that is why I thought that I should go out. And the muscles on this side, like one part of my body, the muscles are still stiff, rigid. The flexibility is not there. So that is why I thought I should discuss. Is it so? Sada inquired, surprised. He forgot all else. Now I thought I had provided against that, he murmured. So now as he entered into the room in order to, like think like everything is all right into the room. Because during the night, the assassins, they would come to kill the person. So all of a sudden, when the person told him about his suffering, about that the part of his body, that was stiff. So all of a sudden he forgot about everything, like the person is to be murdered, and he forgot about everything. So is it so? He said, is it so? He said, now I thought I had provided against that, he murmured. He said very softly. I thought I had provided against that means like I was, thinking something else to be done in this condition. Fine. And he lifted the edge of the man's shirt and gazed at the healing scar. Massage may do it, he said, if exercise does not. As the person was, walking, and he was a little bit doing the exercises also. So now he said that fine, at this part of your body, you know, like the massage is important. So massage will be able to, you know, remove the stiffness of the muscles. So need not worry about that. And exercise, if you are doing the exercise, you are walking also. So that is not letting the muscles to function properly. Fine, need not bother. It won't bother me much, the young man said. The young man said that fine, I believe that this won't cause me much problem. His young face was, you know, gone under the stubbly blonde beard. As this person, stubbly blonde beard, he was having thick beard, you know, as he was, you know, his mustache was not properly done. It was not trimmed, and the beard was also, you know, very long. So as his face was full of the hairs, the long hairs and the, you know, mustache and the beard and all the things. So from that face, he said, like, it won't create a much problem to me. If, say, doctor, I've got something I want to say to you. If I had not met a Zap like you, Zap means a Japanese like you, well, won't be. I wouldn't be alive today. I know that. Okay, so now see, this is the first time. Now he's thanking the master. He had thanked Hana, but now he's thanking Dr. Sada also. He says, sir, you are a fantastic person. You are a fantastic Japanese, actually, I would say. And you are a person who saved my life. And so I would like to thank you. Sada would, but he could not. As you know, like, for example, as I told you, like, different thoughts are coming, you know, moving into the mind of Dr. Sada. So he did not say anything, because on one hand, this person is thanking him, and inside the mind, he was thinking like he is planning for his murder. Tonight, the person would be killed. So this person is thanking him, like, what is to be done? He was also, you know, like in dilemma. Sure, I do that, Tom very warmly. His big hands gripping a chair were white at the knuckles. Knuckles means this part. This, you know, these are the knuckles. So now see what happened. He says, I know that. Tom went on warmly. Warmly means like with affection, he said. So I know that. His big, thin hands gripping a chair were white at the knuckles. The hands were white in color. I guess if all the Zaps were like you, it's also a very important line. If all these Zaps were like you, they wouldn't have been a war, you know. Like if all the Japanese would be like you, so nice, sentimental, you know, sensible, caring about the others, if everybody would be like you, then there won't be any war, you know, in the past, as it was like the World War II, the enmity between the two countries, America and Japan. So such a thing won't happen. It would not have happened in the past. Perhaps, Sadao said with difficulty. And now I think you had better go back to bed. So Sadao, he said with difficulty, yeah, it could be possible. I think you had better go back to bed. So it's better, you should rest, relax. He had the boy back into the bed and then bowed. Good night, he said. Now, like the person, prisoner of war, was made to sleep, and he said, good night, you can rest. Sadao slept badly that night, as you can understand also this situation. Sadao slept badly that night. You can understand why he was not able to sleep properly. Why so? The reason is very clear. Like as he knew that the assassins would come. Assassins, they would come and they would kill the person. So he was not able to have a sound sleep. He was waiting for these people. Time and time again, he woke, thinking he heard the rustlings of footsteps, the sound of a twig broken or a stone displaced in the garden, a noise such as men might make who carried the burden. So Sadao was not able to sleep. Why? You know, like in the garden, there was the rustling of the, you know, these leaves. The sound that was coming as the leaves, you know, they were striking to each other. So that sound was there, and the sound of the twig broken also. A stone displaced into the garden, like the stones, decorative pieces of stones, they were kept so like a, you know, that was displaced from its position. So that sound was there. So as he was anxiously waiting for the assassin, you know, so because of these different sounds, he thought that definitely the assassins, they have arrived. A noise such as men might make who carried a burden. It could be possible that the men, the assassins, men here refers to the assassin who carried the burden. Burden refers to the dead body. So you must remember, burden refers to the dead body of the prisoner of war. Like if the assassins, they would have killed the person. After killing the person, they would be carrying the dead body. So that sound is there, you know, like they are running away from the place, they are hit by something or the other in the garden. So that sound is, you know, different sounds were heard by the this Dr. Sadao. The next morning, he made the excuse to go first into the guest room. Now, the next morning, he made the excuse to go first into the guest room. If the American were gone, he then could simply tell Hannah that so the general had directed. But when he opened the door, he saw at once that there on the pillow was the shaggy blonde head. Now see what happened. As every day, Hannah used to go first into the room in order to, you know, feed the person. And after that, Dr. Sadao, he used to go for the regular routine checkup. Fine. So now on that particular day, Dr. Sadao, he first went into the room. And he entered into the room and he wanted to check, like if the American, he has left, fine, not left, he was taken by the assassins, then at least after that, when the room is, you know, vacant, he would be able to tell Hannah that this is the whole story. This was the planned thing, and it was, you know, under the instruction given by that general. So, but when he entered to his room, he was surprised to see that the person's blunt head was still there on the pillow. He could hear the peaceful breathing of sleep and he closed the door quietly. And he could see that the person was having a sound sleep. So that is why he closed the room also very softly. He is asleep, he told Hannah. He's almost well to sleep like that. And he came out, Hannah was almost there. And he informed Hannah that the person is sleeping, you know, and he's enjoying his sleep. What shall we do with him? Hannah whispered her old refrain. You know, Hannah, she refrained. The same questions repeated, the same problem is repeated again and again. That is to be done with this person. So she said, well, we are going to do with the person. Okay, Sadao his head. I must decide in a day or two, he must. He said that fine, like definitely within a day or two, I would take an action. I have already planned. But certainly he thought the second night must be the night there rose a wind that night, and he listened to the sounds of bending bows and whistling partitions. Now, on that night, he was not able to have a sound sleep because he was waiting. On the second night, he was waiting for the assassins that they would come and they would kill the person. So as he was waiting for the second night, the same thing was happening in the garden, the wrestling of. So on the second night, also, he was waiting that the assassins would come. He was waiting for the assassins, and he on that night also he was not able to sleep. Fine, he could not sleep, and he heard different sounds from the garden, and he was able to understand that the assassins had come. But actually, the sounds were of rustling of the leaves and different sounds, the wind and all these things. Bending of the bows, whistling partitions. So now Hannah woke too. Ought we not to go and close the sick man's partitions? She asked. As the different noises were coming from the garden, so Hannah, as a very concerned person, she said that we should go and close the partition of the room of this prisoner of war, because the different noises are coming. It could be possible that the person will not be able to have the sound sleep. So we should close the room. No, Sadao said, he's able now to do it for himself. No, we are not these servants, you know. Now the person is able to stand on his feet, he's able to walk. So if he would find any difficulty, if he is not able to have a sound sleep, at least he should stand, you know, he should close the partition. He's able to do all the things. But the next morning, this American was still there. And, you know, on the second day also, the person was still there. That means that 2 nights he wasted, he was not able to have the sound sleep, but the person was able to have the, you know, sound sleep in his room. So now we'll complete only this much. First, I would like to take the, you know, queries from the sides of the students.